Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abenyamonge Media for today's stories and detailed analysis from Kenya and all the four corners of the world. Kenyan political parties are often won through alliances, and in the race for the presidency, two regions have long held the key, the mighty Mount Kenya and the political powerhouse of Eastern Kenya. But this time the stakes are high. What happens when the two regions come together in support of their own Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? From the towering peaks of Mount Kenya to the hearts of Eastern Kenya, a political alliance is brewing. Could the votes of these two regions lead Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to presidency by creating a perfect storm for the 2027 general election? Mount Kenya, historically a stronghold for presidential candidates, now seems to be shifting its focus, with the combination of Mount Kenya's political muscles and Eastern Kenya determination be enough to secure a win for Kalonzo. Let's dive into this political powerful alliance and how it could change the course for the Kenyans' 2027 general election. And without further ado, let's dive into it. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching for the first time, always remember to hit the subscribe button and also like this video so that it can be recommended to a larger audience. Now, before we go into the analysis of whether Kalonzo can win, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can win presidency with the votes of the Mount Kenya region and the Eastern Ukambani region, let's agree on certain things. Number one, in the 2022 general election, there were 22 million registered voters. That's an agreement. Number two thing we must agree upon is that President Ruto got 47% of his votes from the Mount Kenya region. President Ruto was elected with a majority of 47% from the Mount Kenya region. Ruto had about 1 million votes. 47% of that vote is about 3 million votes. That's also another thing we agree. Raila Amolo Odinga got 800,000 votes from the Lhasa Mount Kenya region. That is in public domain. That's also another thing we agree. The Ukambani region voted for Raila Odinga 700,000 votes. Out of the 1.7 million votes, they had valid votes that were cast for Raila Odinga was about 700,000 votes. President Ruto getting about 200 under. The total combined votes of Raila Odinga and President Ruto were about 1 million votes from the Ukambani counties. That's the Eastern region. That's also in the public domain. If you don't agree with me, go and search your record. So, ladies and gentlemen, the votes I'm talking about in this analysis, especially in the Ukambani region, are votes of the people in the native counties. We must understand that there are campus everywhere. There are campus in Nairobi, there are campus in the coastal region. That one, put them aside. The ones I'm talking about, the Ukambani votes I'm talking about, are the campus who are in their home counties, who cast votes in that region. So, we agree on that. So, let's dive into analysis. Rigathi Gachagua has shown all the interest of supporting Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Another fact you must agree is that, or you must know is that, if Kalonzo Musyoka is running for presidency, you cannot have a running mate from Mount Kenya region. There's no way that we can have a ticket of Kalonzo and Rigathi. That's just like going to Nyanza and giving one ticket to Raila Odinga and a running mate from Kisii region. It can't work like that. Or going to Western and picking somebody from Abakusu and another one from... It doesn't work like that. So, if Kalonzo Musyoka is the presidential candidate, the running mate will automatically come from a different region. But before we go to the running mate, let's talk about the Ukambani and the Eastern, the Ukambani and the Mount Kenya region vote. So, the votes that Raila Odinga and President Ruto combined got from the Mount Kenya region and the Eastern region, and Raila Odinga got 800,000 votes, President Ruto got 3 million votes from the Mount Kenya region. Those are 3.8 million votes from Mount Kenya region. You have the 1 million votes that Raila Odinga and President Ruto got from the counties of Ukambani. That one forms 4.8 million votes with an increased voter registration and the fact that campus will be now having their presidential candidates, which might motivate them their turnout, let's say at 5 million votes. So Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka manage a 5 million vote. That's if divide and the rule doesn't work out, especially in the Mount Kenya region. That's if you are not going to have many presidential candidates dividing the vote of the larger Mount Kenya region, or at all if the people of the Mount Kenya region come together and decide that now they are going to put their vote behind Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Remember that by 2027, I expect that there are going to be presidential candidates from the Mount Kenya regions. That one I'll be doing it in a different video. But now, Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka have 5.5 million votes from their home counties. In 2022, the turnout of the election was 14 million votes. In 2027, that turnout can add up. Let's add it up by worst case scenario, let's go to 16 million votes. Kenyans will be voting in the 2027 general election. From the 14 million, with the increased registration, people wanting to turn out to vote because of the Gen Z movement and a lot of call on to come and vote, 16 million votes turn out to vote the 27 million votes. If 16 million votes are turning out to vote, you need 8 million votes plus to win that election. Without a division in the Mount Kenya region, Rigathi and Kalonzo have 5 million votes. So they need 3 million votes to win the presidency of 2027. To be 100% sure they have won, they need 3 million votes. With the running mate they pick, bring that 3 million votes on board. If the running mate can bring 3 million votes, well and good. They go for Natembeya, for instance, or for Matiang'i. They go for Matiang'i. Will they pull 3 million votes from Matiang'i across the country? They go for Natembeya. Let's say they're picking Natembeya from Western region. Will Natembeya give that ticket 3 million majority? But here is where the advantage is for this group. If they maintain the solid block of Mount Kenya region and Eastern region, despite the division of the divide and rule, they successfully fight the divide and rule. Of the 5 million votes through divide and rule, because we are going to have presidential candidates in the Mount Kenya region, that's perfect. If Mount Kenya region is going to have a presidential candidate who is a Kikuyu, for instance, let's say Ndindi Nyoro runs for presidency, you cannot say that Ndindi Nyoro will not get some votes. He will get some good votes from the Mount Kenya region. But if Rigathi and Kalonzo pulls up a good fight, informs the people of the Mount Kenya region that the candidate, any candidate, let's not say it's Ndindi Nyoro, any candidate, they fight against that candidate and make the people of Mount Kenya region move the same direction of Kalonzo Musyoka. Let's say out of the 5 million votes, through the other candidates will be run for presidency, they lose 1 million votes. Just like Raila Odinga got in the 2022 general election. They lose 1 million votes. That brings them down to 4 million votes from the Mount Kenya region. Because of divide and rule, we have candidates, President Ruto will get a few votes from the Mount Kenya region. He cannot just get no votes from the Mount. President Ruto gets just few votes. A presidential candidate from Mount Kenya region gets a few votes. They lose 1 million votes. Let them not lose more than 1 million votes of the Mount Kenya region votes. So out of the 5 million votes of the counties of Mount Kenya region and Eastern region, those are the people who are voting in these counties. Leave along with the Kikuyus outside and Kambas outside. Their votes come to 4 million votes. They need another 4 million votes to win that presidency. Where do they get the 4 million votes? They go and pick a running mate who can give them 2 million votes. That maybe by 2027 things be aligned. They see a running mate who can potentially give them 2 million votes, and a region that they can vote for them. They pick a running mate with 2 million votes. They are at 6 million votes. If you are at 6 million votes, trust me, they are going to win that presidency, because number one, we have not included the campus who are not voting at their home runs, and they're a good number. Kambas are even in the coastal region. They are in Nairobi. Now, come to the Kikuyus. Kikuyus are everywhere in the country. Nairobi, Nakuru, coastal region, Kikuyus are everywhere. The people of the Mount Kenya region are well spread. If you put the diaspora vote together, you cannot fail to get 1.5 million votes from the diaspora votes of these two places. That is the eastern and the Mount Kenya region. You get 1.5 million. Then obviously you get the goodwill of other Kenyans, other communities supporting your ticket. So the biggest threat of the Kalonzo ticket and the Mount Kenya and the Eastern region bloc is divide and rule. Should they fight against divide and rule, they will win the presidency. But Mount Kenya votes alone cannot make presidential Kalonzo Musyoka presidency, because they need other votes from other regions through running mate and through collaboration with other principals. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, that's been only my analysis. You can tell me what you think in the comment section about these two individuals. Putting in mind that also another good aspect for them is that the other presidential candidates will be standing from other regions with the it towards President Ruto's votes. For instance, we have the Kisii votes that have not put in this ticket. If the Kisii vote is Matiang'i is running for president independently, all Maraga, the Kisii votes will be a Bitcoin, which is a former Raila Odinga vote. Maraga is running. Maraga will be eating both sides. That's because he will be going for the Gen Z vote. So those are the aspects that will play out. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, that's all about I have. If you like this video, you can leave a comment in the comment section. Have a nice day and stay safe wherever you are.